Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Little talking shit. Regularly scheduled programming on Sunday. Talking shit has always been on a Tuesday, whether it be 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I started making it 8 o'clock just so I can go to sleep a little earlier. When I would make it at 9 o'clock, by the time the show ended, it was 10:30, 11. I couldn't shut my brain off, and it'd be like midnight or 1 o'clock before I actually started to, go to sleep. So now I do it on the earlier side. So today, what we're doing is we're talking about built, not bought. What does it really mean? I have my thoughts about when someone says built, not bought, and they bolted all their parts on. I go, excuse me, sir. That's not built. That's bolted on. That's bolted on. We'll talk about it. We'll talk some shit. Let you know what. I want to hear what you guys think built is. I have my very clear definition, and it might be not in the same thought process that you guys might think it is. But as always, we say hi to the people first. And as always, please like the video when you get on. First thing you got to do is hit like for the algorithm so I can get paid, get on the Midnight Express, and bang bitches on a boat, and I'll bring you that over on the dating channel. We got Screaming03 says fully bolted on Miguel Salazar. Screaming03 says, what's up, everyone? Hope you all had a great day. Cluster BM, those car guys. I watched Second Shift Racing's video on Grey Goose and see what you mean about Junior being massive. We need a GoFundMe to get him a bigger chair for track events. The money's there. They just got to buy the shit. Boost Lee, 2000 MCR, TC, Clean 93 GT, Harris, Rich 50, Diego Flores, David Estes, Eliza's S550, Hood morning, good morning, he says. He said, hood morning, good morning. Clean 93 GT, already got him already. TAD, Sacramento 3. Charles Applewhite, Boost Lee, Mendoza's Coyote, Garrett Solase, D-Rock Fox, Nadweed Sadiq. What's good, Alex? First time catching live stream. Definitely built and bought. Illuminator and Vortec Y V3SI, and FBO fueling 4 in the works. Very good. 4 Innovations is the only fuel system anyone should ever have in their car. Don't get the budget shit. You're just going to have to buy a 4 Innovations fuel system. Joey G, Second Shift Racing made it here. Thank God. We'll talk about Second Shift Racing getting almost shafted by fuck boys. Bro, what a fucking... I hate this community so fucking much. Dude, unreal. The YouTube community is what I mean. I'm on YouTube. I don't consider myself a YouTuber until I do this full time. Then I can say I'm a YouTuber. Oliver Bryan, DSM Fury, Boost Lee, Alfredo Diaz, Slew 414, Rican 50, Joe Bustamante, and a whole bunch of other people. Nestor, A10S550, 508 Josh, Eddie. Okay, we got everyone in the house. Jared Wells, Mr. Get the Catfish, and we got Cuban Coyote checking in. Love it. Okay, guys, so built, not bought. If you didn't, let's talk Coyote, because let's be honest, that's the world we live in. Even Cobra, even Fox Body, right? If you buy a 11 GT and you put a TVS on it and you buy a T56 and everything that you bought literally gets bolted into the stock mounting points, you have not built anything. You bolted shit onto your car, right? If you buy a turbo kit that is a kit that fits on your car, no extra modifications, no welding, no cutting, no fabricating, you did not build anything. You bolted parts onto the car. If you consider someone who is fully bolted on not a built car, really, because let's be honest, it's just full bolt on, then all you did with a turbo kit, a supercharger, nitrous kit is bolt on more power than the NA guy does. You have not built anything in my book. Now, in my opinion, built not bought is a broke boy argument. If you have more free time to work on your hobbies per week than your actual job, your priorities are fucked up. You should be working as much as you possibly can, and your hobbies should be left for an hour, let's say 10 hours a week tops. Your hobbies, 10 hours a week tops. Because if you have that much free time, you probably should get another job. If you only work 40 to 50 hours a week, guys, and you complain about built, not bought, get another job. Because then you can't look at a guy with a 2021 Mustang, a 20 Mustang, a 19 Mustang that gaps the ever-living shit out of your car, but you have some weird, mental gymnastics that tell you, well, at least I built mine. Actually, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You bolted on a blower. You bolted on a nitrous kit. You bolted on headers. You bolted on parts that already fit in this vehicle. Now, let's say you custom made your turbo kit. You made a custom mount for like a G101 or a G5 or whatever the fuck. Some custom shit. You made your own gussets, your own welding for the rear end. You shortened it. You put C-clip eliminators in it. You fabricated things that are not direct bolt-ons. Then guess what? You can at least say you built some of that car. You built a little bit of that car. So that when a Viper beats your ass and you can't say, well, at least I built mine. No, you got beat. Imagine all the time you spent fabricating, working on your car in the garage, busting your ass. Imagine if you actually focused that time and energy on a second job or a business. You wouldn't buy a Viper? You wouldn't buy an R8? You wouldn't buy an R8 and have someone build it for you and then go have a 1,200 horsepower R8 gapping the ever-living shit out of anybody? Built, not bought is a broke boy argument. How many rich guys do you hear say, built, not bought? How many rich guys say, well, at least I built mine? No, they're out there busting their ass in the work environment, whether it be professional, blue collar, white collar, and then they go, I don't got the time to do this. I'm going to take this to a chassis shop and let the chassis shop do it right because that's what they do. And after it comes out of the chassis jail, then you go to the fab shop to front half it, and then you do some custom turbo with a custom turbo shit like Aldo or Mikey or people or Keith. Drop it off to professionals. Let them do the turbo kit, right? And then you get a motor built by BES, Keith Ray, Fast Forward Race Engines. You have someone put it all together. Is that built or bought? Technically, it's bought. But you don't hear the rich guy going, built, not bought. No, he worked on his fucking money and he was able to get experts in there to do the job as they see fit based on trusting their work. Hey, this guy's the best at chassis. I'm going to take it to him. This guy's the best at turbo kits. I'm going to take it to him. And this guy's the best at motors. I'm going to take it to him. And then their car runs a fucking stupid number. And broke boys with 14-second Cobras are going, well, at least I built mine. At least you built your slow piece of shit. That's how you equate it. At least you built your slow piece of shit. Now, there are guys that are insanely talented at fabricating. They build their own cars. They front half their own vehicles. They back half their own vehicles. And their cars run a really good number. I am not talking about you. Because if you utter the words, at least I built it, I didn't buy it, you're being stupid. Because you and I both know if you took the time to actually bust your ass making money as opposed to building your car, what happens 9 times out of 10, guys? When someone spends a year or two building the most clean ass Fox, right? A clean Grand National, a clean 60s Camaro. Bitch is fucking clean. And they spend 2 years of their life just building it. What happens after those 2 years? They sell it. They go, you know what? It was more about the journey than the end product because the finishing product is so nice. I don't even want to scratch it. I don't even want to fuck it up. I busted my ass. I put a bazillion hours into this car. About the last thing I'm going to do is race it and fuck it up. So they sell it because they can't get themselves to drive the thing and get a rock chip on the motherfucker. So built, not bought, in my opinion, is a broke boy term generally because it is an excuse. Built, not bought is an excuse because you're basically saying, I don't have to run the best number out there because I built it, I didn't buy it. Or you could say, you know what? I busted my ass. I got a good career. I keep my head down. And then I just get in my UGR Lambo and beat the shit out of everybody. And it's my car. So I built my career so that I can buy this car, built and bought. So what do you guys think? Am I full of shit? Is built not bought an excuse, or is it a lifestyle? Because look, the amount of time you're taking to build that car could have gone to actually making more money. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, and we'll talk some shit. Again, guys, we bring up subject matters that are enticing, makes people all passionate, make them all pissed off. That's what we do here. Got a couple of people says, why you standing, B? Because it's better for your back, bro. Come on, man. You haven't been around? Shit. Cluster BM became a new member, bitch level. And George Sanchez says, top 3 favorite episode already. Dumbest argument ever, in my opinion. I also believe it is a dumb argument. Did I miss anything big yet? Seen so many with the built, not bought mindset end up built and then rebuilt. Video not deleted, it's private. I sent terms of agreement showing a little mercy, but with conditions and a lesson to be learned. Second shift, we all know what happened. I don't even want to give that motherfucker any more shine. We took care of it. We took care of it on the backside. Good for you. I hope they learned a lesson. I hope you stick to your guns, because what happened there was absolute horse shit. With SVT says, shit, I hope I didn't build it. Bitch, it would fall apart halfway down the road. I know my limitations. You put a welder in my hands, I'm like, nah, I'm going to give this to someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. I'll do what I'm good at, is making money, and I'll get experts on the job and let them build it the way I see fit. That's, in my opinion, the best way to do it. I'm running high 11s. At least I bolted it on. Part of building cars, buying the right parts. So you're still buying. Haha, you're right. I bought the parts and paid someone to install and bought the tune. Oscar Argueta says, yeah, you're right. My old lady is paying Speedline Motorsports to build my cars and paying for my daily. It's still built, but not bought in my eyes. Just not by me. Oh, yeah, the old lady that you fuck. Good for you, man. He fucks a 70-year-old pussy that pays for his shit. Good for him. I need a sticker for my rear window that says, bought and built by someone else. You mad? I could put that in the GT500. Bought and built by someone else, and now I have it. The only thing that bothers me when a person buys a fast car and does not know how to drive it right. Yeah, no, that's a whole nother argument. I get that 100%. Totally an excuse and a lifestyle both in one. Agreeing with you here, Alex. Thank you, Michael Camacho. Again, I'm not looking for agreement. I've had anything. I'm looking for disagreement so that we can discuss why my thought process is wrong. Because to me, it sounds like it's already an excuse. If you're to a meet and you're next to an UGR Lambo, a badass Alpha 12 R8, a Calvo Viper, which is like, you know, there's also GTR people that I don't, T1. Let's say, okay, you're at a meet. There's a Calvo Viper, T1, I don't know, package, GTR, Alpha 12 R8, or a UGR Lambo. You're literally going to look at those cars and hate on them because they were bought, not built. Someone built them. The owner might have not built them, but he entrusted those badass companies to build his dream car. And I guarantee you're in the staging lanes going, guys probably don't even have calluses on their hands. At least I could say I bolted the headers on my car. At least I could say I pushed down the injectors a little tighter when that O-ring was leaking. At least I flashed the tune that was built by somebody else totally. At least Stop it. For many, it's an excuse. Not for me, just about pride. Bondo Bird. Bondo Bird built his shit because he's putting a Coyote in a fucking Firebird. So he has had to make custom parts to make that fucker fit. And he tunes it himself. So that guy literally built this car, but he doesn't use it as an excuse. He just likes to learn, which is psycho to me. It's great perspective, Alex, says Joey G. I like doing my work that I can keep learning how to work on cars. Can't get experience if I have someone else do it. I understand that, Kyle Ren. As long as you don't use it as an excuse, I'm a happy guy. I think you're on the right track. Look, I had to do fuel system maintenance, and that I learned so much in such little time. In 2 days, I got a huge education on fuel pumps, the depth where the hat should be, filters, filtering, blast media, a bunch of stuff. I got a huge education on vehicle maintenance in terms of fuel systems, so that at least in my mind I can go, man, I got that. I got that knowledge. Did I want to do that? Fuck no. I had to do that. Built by Ford, says Cali Spec. How we doing? Says Red Bird. It's a 13.2 ET mindset, prima facie. Exactly. It's a 13.2 ET mindset. Need a shirt that says, I do it all myself to make it fast. Now I just drop it off and tell the shop to make me fast. That's pretty good. Look, I think built not bought is not only a broke boy argument, but someone that takes pride in building vehicles. But guys, you and I both know that someone like that would rather, let's say you can get the same quality, the same exact quality of work, actually better quality of work on your vehicle than you can do. Because a lot of you say built, not bought. I've seen the G bodies at Palm Beach International Raceway that are built by you. They're fucking trash. I've seen the Honda Civics at Palm Beach International Raceway that are built by you. They break an axle doing a burnout. I've seen the kind of work that happens at Shade Tree Garages. I would never say built, not bought. PK Auto says, we're in the business to bolt on or build our client's car. However, we teach them how parts are being used and why it's important that clients are educated also. 100% agreed. I really want to get into tuning once I retire from the Army. These last 2 years need to hurry. I honestly would avoid it like the plague. Corey Leckby says, can't hardly trust shops anymore. Previous owner of my car had valve springs done by a shop. That shop put Boss valve springs in one head and let the other side stock. Look, that's the other thing. If you're going to have a shop do the work, you got to trust your shop. I trust Mikey. I trust Power by the Hour. I trust Lujan Motorsports. I trust a lot of people, with a vehicle. And you just have to know what that kind of service requires in terms of money and patience. You can't rush that job. I would never tell them I need it in a week. I would never tell them, yeah, I need this done tomorrow. No, they do it when it's done because I want it done right. I'm never in a rush. So if you're the type of guy that wants a quality job, you better not be hounding the shop as to when's it going to be done, when's it going to be done, when's it going to be done. Because good shops say it's done when it's fucking done. And if you don't like that, go somewhere else. And I respect that shit. Am I the only one that doesn't want the fastest car at the car show? I just want something reliable that I can get in to drive it A to B and back with no issues. Cracker says, that's comparing apples to oranges. You can't compare money to skill. Definitely agree on built, not bought. I mean, skill. Not everyone that builds their own car has skill. Have you seen some of the cars that are garage built? Have you seen some of the work that's on these cars that are quote unquote garage built? I don't want to line up next to them. I don't want that fucking, did you see some of some cars do a burnout and their fucking shit flies off and no, thank you. I'm good. I'll pass on that. I'd rather have a professional do the job than do it myself just because I'm a decent fabricator. No, thank you. Fuck all that. I trust Homer's Performance Garage, 661 Racing, putting out a plug. Look at him go. iPhones are stupid. I just stopped in to give a like and I'll have to wait until it's over. Here's a thumbs up. Thank you. It's hard even to get a decent meal for cash nowadays, let alone good, honest mechanic. Do they say built, not bought only when they got beat? No, they say built, not bought almost as a badge of honor, but it has a connotation, built, not bought, that I'm not that fast. You know what I mean? I'm not that fast, but because I built it, but at least I built it. So the guys that are really fast, well, they bought their shit. No, it's literally not how it works. Shit, I hope I didn't build it, bitcho. It would fall. I already got that. If you had to choose for street racing, Gen 3 1080 or Whipple Gen 3 or a BL Fab single, a Gen 2 with a Whipple. A Gen 2 with a Whipple. You said street racing. Gen 2 with a Whipple. We installed my Whipple supercharger and it doesn't look as clean as someone who knows what they're doing and it makes it look. My engine bay looks cluttered. My buddy's car from Midnight engine looks amazing. That's what I mean. Someone like a Midnight, if you've ever seen Manuel Gomez's shop, the cars, when they're done, are clean. The dude literally is always looking for a good detailer. And once I see a shop do that, I already know their shit's top notch. They want the car, no fucking fingerprints, wheels on point, armor all on the shit, tire shine, thing is mint. So when a shop like that goes, bro, I need a detailer on deck ready to go. He can live here because he's going to have 4 to 5 cars to wash a day or every couple of days. He gets under the cars and is constantly wiping stuff. The wires are tucked. There's a little OCD in really good mechanics. They need everything to look a certain way. Every single time I see a blower install, I go, this was installed by a guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, because there's just wires and mishmash. Like I would do it because I'm terrible at it. So I pay people to do it who have the OCD. They know how things should be routed. They look, I am blown away as to the patience of some of these shops on the hose clamps. They make the actual screw go on the bottom so you can't see the clamp tightening mechanism. You're like, wow, they actually hit it. That means they went out of their way, rotated the clamp to be under something that it can't be seen. That level of OCD, I will pay for because it's appreciated and it's typically a decent job. I see a lot of Cobra guys say built, not bought. Exactly. Cobra guys are always like built, not bought, built, not bought, built, not bought. And I'm like, and then you're buying $300 mugs. Guys, did you see? Did you see? There's a guy. This is and again, not all Cobra guys are like this. I'm trying to be nice here, but not all Cobra guys are absolute fucking, dipshits. But I'm telling you, there are people out there that they should have been swallowed. Like they legit should have been swallowed. Look at this guy on SVT Performance, $380, extremely rare, 2003 Terminator mug, brand new, must have. Message me. And the comment section, guys, is absolutely golden. Let me see if I can find it on Facebook. It is the best conversation I think I've seen ever. This dude is selling, he was the same dude that was selling the SVT sign, like, hey, SVT parking only, fucking homo, What the fuck's wrong with people? And he's out there selling a mug for $300. And some guy's like, I got like 20 of those in my fucking basement. I guess I'll ask $100 each. Let me see SVT Performance. Why the hell is it showing on shop? Am I not a member of SVT Performance? Probably not. What the fuck is going on here? Jesus. Let me see if I can find it. Someone tag me in it. Let me see. Tag me. No, not here. Damn it. I wish someone tagged me in it and it was the funniest fucking thing ever. Damn it. Let me see. Nope. Man, I'm looking for that mug picture, bro. Bro, it was so good. It was so freaking good. I loved it. Nope, can't find it. Forget it. Facebook's being an asshole. I know what I have. My wife could make that for $20. I respect most big money builds, but the drivers are a different story. The worst are the ones that don't even know how to turn the wrench, in my opinion. Mike Rasovic, I 100% agree. This is not a show saying that bought is better than built. This is not a show saying bought is better than built. This is a show saying that most guys that say built, not bought, are slower or are making an excuse as to why their work isn't that good. JD Swag says, good evening, Alex and everyone. Tongue Punch My Fart Pipe says, built is cool when you're 20. Buying it built is way better when you're 40 plus. Screw laying around on the ground for hours. That's the other thing, right? I don't have free time. Like, I don't have free time. If I'm done working at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I'm either prepping for this show, pulling up video, or making some changes to the show, whether it be hardware, whether it be camera angle, whether it be things I'm buying, moves I'm making in the background. I am constantly, and then I'm doing a show. So I'm constantly, quote unquote, working. I rarely just sit down and veg out and watch TV or have time to go to a garage and just work on shit. If I do get a garage by some crazy chance, I'll be filming everything I'm doing so that I can bring it to you guys. Engage still on eBay for $2,200. Damn. Oscar Argueda. Does that mug handle as good as a Cobra? Laugh my ass off. It's going to break when a hip bump holding it onto my Cobra. What's the best supercharger for a Gen 3 Mustang? I need advice. Any. They're all really good. You just need to know how you want the power delivered. I've only said that 500 times since I started this show. Alex, will a 1-inch wheel spacer going to hinder performance? I wouldn't put a 1-inch wheel spacer on. I wouldn't put any wheel spacers on a car. How about that? What is a built motor? Second Shift Racing says. A built motor. Okay. Something beefier than stock, right? Rods, pistons. You could say a rods, pistons. So okay. When someone says built motor, in my mind, everything's done. Rods, pistons, sleeves, springs, ported, headwork, cams. That's when I say built, I say built. The Fairmont motor is probably 80% built, but cams are stock. It's got aftermarket springs, ported heads, sleeve block, rods and pistons, stock crank. So maybe the crank is also ambiguous. So that's what I call built motor. A rods and pistons motor, it should not be called a built motor. It should be like rods and pistons, stock sleeves. You know, you have to like, you can't say built or full. It's like a term like fully bolted on. Like there are literally guys out there walking around saying that their car is fully bolted on with a BBK 85mm throttle body, a 18 manifold, and BBK headers. And they swear to Christ, they swear to baby Jesus that their car is fully bolted on. What do I think when I think fully bolted on? Fully bolted on. Cobra Jet, Twin 65 or Twin 67, big cold air, headers, cams, injectors in the 85. When you say fully bolted on, I'm expecting to see a Cobra Jet under that hood. If it is not under that hood, you're partially bolted on. I've got a built 3-valve, get professional charger. It has a pro in it. If you don't know what you're doing the right way, your car is like a Jiffy Lube rebuilding your motor. Hey, Alex, I'm looking to pick up a used daily tow truck. What do you recommend? Under $20,000. Oh gosh, a tow truck? Not a Ford. Not a Ford. I'd get me a Duramax diesel Chevy, good Allison Trans, or a, how much are 6.7 diesels going for? They're still stupid money, right? So 6.7 diesels are out of the equation. I'd get an old Duramax if you could. But damn, $20,000. Shit, that's a good one. I wouldn't do a Ford. I wouldn't do an old Gen 1 Ford or Gen 2 Ford. I mean, how much are you going to tow? If it's just a tow rig, how much are you going to tow? Just like a car trailer? You can get away with an Explorer EcoBoost. You can get away with an Explorer EcoBoost. Tows like 9,000 pounds. Boxy Luxury became a Bitcho level member. Thank you very much. Alex, how's the family? Says poor boy. I put long tube headers on my 13 GT in the garage on jack stands. It took me 3 days. If I had the money, I would paid a shop to do it. I understand. Second Shift Racing says, I built my videos and guess what? Someone else stole your videos. Like you go out there, get probably the best shot I've heard of a Cobra at full song, shifting gears, breaking a record, and someone literally steals the video and gives you like a 2-second mention in the shit. What the fuck is wrong with people, bro? Danny Bill, what's up, brother? Channel support, bitcho. My motor will be done very soon, and we're going to spray the house down with our built, not bought S550. Okay. Hopefully that goes well, because I am not a fan of big nitrous shots on built motors. I don't have the time to work on my car. I take it to my mechanic. He gets paid. And most importantly, it don't stop me from making money. Exactly. Cuban, you can go out there and get your money, and you know your mechanic. You got to have a good relationship with your mechanic. You have to have a good relationship with your mechanic, like legit. Like Homer's Garage and 661 Racing, me and Mikey or Jake, any of those guys I trust with the car because they would do a way better job than I could. Way better job than I could. I also believe cams are not bolt-on. Sorry, they're a bolt-on. Why wouldn't you think cams are a bolt-on? Why wouldn't you think cams are is it a power adder? Trolleando? The name is fitting. Trolleando? You think cams are not a bolt-on? Do you not bolt? Do you think cams are a power adder? Hell, then a throttle body should not be a bolt-on. Neither should be headers. Neither should be a manifold. Why aren't cams a bolt-on? Sway away from 604 diesel unless you're a good mechanic. Exactly. I think it's more annoying when people live in the past like their 03 Cobra looks just as good as a new Mustang. Yeah, no. They're a good-looking car, but a 19 Gen 3 with the right wheels or 18 to 21 Gen 3 with the right wheels is badass looking. It actually looks futuristic as opposed to the 2020 GT500 that looks like a 2015 Mustang. What the fuck's wrong with them? 500 to have long tubes installed on my 14 GT500 was the best money I ever spent. Hell yeah. If I can find myself a set of 2-inch headers, because my headers are damaged, I need a set of 2-inch headers. American Racing or Cooks, I'd have Mikey put them on in a heartbeat because he pretty much has to drop the whole fucking K-member to put those bitches on. Mike Rasovic says, built not bought model is actually really respected in circle track racing here in Wisconsin. Okay, I don't care. I know you're trying to crowbar circle track racing on this channel. Nobody gives a motherfuck about circle track racing. There's probably 2 teeth in the whole fucking audience. No one cares. You leave the track with mud in your nostrils, mud in your ear holes, and mud on your shirt, or just dust and dirt. Please stop trying to put circle track bullshit. No one cares. At least no one in civilization cares. Love you, Mike Rasovic. Every fucking episode. Oh, circle track racing. Huh? What about the Billy Bob Cup? And he's just like, dude, no one gives a fuck about circle track racing. Fuck. What's up, brothers? Oh, I got that. Oliver Bryan says, how loud is your Vortec while cruising? You steered me towards a V3 for my Gen 2 stick car. Looking for 700 to 750 wheel. Fun ride. Thanks for so much information. It's actually... It whistles. It whistles a little bit. You hear, especially if you have a filter right at the head unit, meaning you're not using, even if it does have the air box with the filter at the end of it, it makes like a wheezing sound when you're on it. And then when you're off of it, you hear the bypass go shh, like you're dragging cardboard. I don't really care for it, in my honest opinion. I got into an argument with an NA guy today about wasting money for how much to boost it. If cams are a bolt-on, what else isn't a bolt? If cams aren't a bolt-on, what else isn't a bolt-on? Mike's Garage says, built engine, blueprinted block, forged rods, pistons, rotating. Oh my God. He went way into the fucking matrix with part numbers. A lot of guys view internals like rods and cams as separate category from bolt-ons because they're harder to install, even though they do just bolt on. They're a bolt-on. They're a bolt-on because you have to pull the cam covers. Okay. Are injectors a bolt-on? Are injectors a bolt-on? You got to disconnect the wiring harness. You got to undo the rail. You got to undo the rails. You got to open up the rails. That's about the same amount of bolts that it takes to remove the cam covers from a Gen 2. If you have to change injectors on an S550, guys, you got to undo the little rail spacers. You got to undo all the harnesses for the injectors. Each individual harnesses, move it out of the way, pull it up. There's gas everywhere. But if you want to do cams, you take out about 12 bolts or 13 bolts or 14 bolts. He says because you got to pull the cam covers off, it is not a bolt-on. Injector is a snap-on. No, but it's got rails that are held down by bolts. There's 4 bolts that hold down the fuel rail. Then you undo the fuel rail. Then you unclip each individual injector from the harness. Then you pull on the injector. Then you got to fish out the O-ring. That is more work than taking the cam covers off. Holy shit, what is happening here? What the fuck is happening here? Oh, no, Alex, you got to undo the coils. You got to undo oh, I'm sorry, 14 bolts. Holy shit. Oh, man, into that screaming R2-D2. Technically, a Paxton is a bolt-on. Exactly. 72 hours, 12 hours overnight shift. No time for shit, and I'm starting a truck project that's going to take me forever. It's my 4th car. My GT500 was bought because it's a reliable, pretty quick street car. Fully plugged in. Hypercars are only track racing like, okay, whatever. Injectors are a bolt-on. Exactly. Are injectors a bolt-on? For some reason, it doesn't show me, bitcho. I even joined a couple of days ago. I bought a premium 19 speed, by the way, definitely going with a Lund E-Tune. Get a rod and piston RPG motor, and everybody be giving me shit lately for a built motor. Right, a rods and piston motor is not a built motor. It's a stronger motor. Oh, it's fully built, dude. That's all you got, rods and pistons? Twisted in Georgia says it can be installed without pulling the engine. It's a bolt-on. Exactly. Sold my 2020 GT FBO, bro, for a Focus RS. Wow. My bad, Alex. I got in the weeds. I mean, these motherfuckers with the fucking... I love you. I know Mike's Garage. Circle Track does not belong on this channel. Circle Track to me is the wackest shit on the fucking planet. I used to work for a shop. These motherfuckers were so hardcore into Circle Track racing. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on shit-ass setups for Circle Track racing. Then I stupidly went to one of the races. I feel like the biggest fucking dickhead. I'm like, wow, I'm a moron for coming here and supporting this shit. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Cams aren't that simple with timing chain and everything, and knowing that you're doing, we'll say that not a bolt-on because it's touch work. Wow. Spell checker, bro. Is a cold air intake filter a bolt-on? Apparently, if you're seeing oil, according to these guys, it's not a bolt-on if you see oil. Oh no, the moment you see oil, it's not a bolt-on anymore. What is going on here?
Men are supposed to be men, and they're supposed to treat their
Oh, get the fuck out of here. My idler pulley is fully bolted on. Built not bought is where you show off your craftsmanship, and that should be it. Exactly. So if you have your own turbo kit on the Mustang and you pie cut everything, because that's totally necessary, right? You gotta love motherfuckers that pie cut shit that doesn't need to be pie cut. I'm like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Why did you pie cut that transition? It didn't need to be that. You wanted to show off your work. Got it. So let's say you pie cutted your whole motherfucking turbo kit. And you go to a car show and you're like, oh my God, that must have taken you a long fucking time. Yep, took me 8,000 hours. Look at the welds. They're the right amount of blue and purple. Dude, look at the welds, man. They're fucking, you're stacking dimes. That's fucking sick. But what's it run? Oh, I don't race. Oh, wait a minute, what? No, I don't fucking race. I just built it. You don't race that thing? No, why the fuck would I race this? I'm an artist. Get the fuck out of my face. Could you imagine a guy pie cut his turbo kit and never fucking races it?
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Why don't you just get into painting? Because you're such an artist. A shift knob is bolted on. How do stage 3 cams with lockouts drive on the street? Like a cammed Camaro. Like a cammed Camaro. How do Fast Hippo, the LS engines are better. Okay, what's going on here? Fast Hippo. What did Fast Hippo say? Chase says, if you see oil, catch cans are fully bolted on. I guess there's oil in my intake. Does that mean catch cans aren't a bolt on? Kyle Ren says, I'd say full bolt on is everything before built motor and a power adder. No, according to him, the moment you see oil, it's shipped. Alex, you can't deny these 6th gen NA Camaros are running some straight nasty numbers. I said that on the last show. I said that if I was going to build an NA modern car, it'd be the new Camaro, not the new Mustang. So I guess aftermarket cylinder heads are bolt by Alex's definition. Wait a minute. That's not a bolt on? Guys, everything's a bolt on. That's why we think the term is fucking stupid, Scott Miller. We make fun of the term full bolt on because it is so ambiguous. I have a video of me talking shit on the term full bolt on. And you guys either missed it or do not understand satire. Like you literally don't understand satire. Full bolt. Okay, so I have the Cat 5 cable connected to this bitch. Let's see this motherfucker. Lag again. So let me see. Full bolt on, YOLO douchebag. Where is it? Where I'm talking about fully bolted on. Let me see. It's me on top of my car. I'm looking. Nope. God damn it. It was a YOLO video. Let me go home. It's probably lagging as fuck, but I don't care. Your videos. There's playlists I got too. Let me see how bad it's lagging over here. Oh yeah, it's lagging like a motherfucker. Oh, Cat 5 cable's much quicker, Alex. Bullshit. I think it's mostly computer requirements. Let me see. Playlists, and then we're gonna go to YOLO douchebag, and I think there's only 5 videos here. Let me see. Yeah, it's not there. Shit. So basically, I have a video of me making fun of the fact of the term being full bolt on when I said the supercharger bolts on. So that's why we think the term full bolt on is fucking stupid. TVS, full bolt on, exactly. Alex, you can fully bolt on these nuts. Got me. I changed my seats to Kerbo, full bolt on. My car built, it's a legit stock motor, but gutted out. No, it's not built. Your car's not built. You just basically like unbolted, fully unbolted. No lag on our end. Okay, good. No lag. So maybe it's the software, but good. I'm glad it's no lag on your end. Jesus was full bolted on too. Oh, whoa, Mike Rasovic. Holy shit. Cat 6 is better than Cat 5. Cat 5e. Oh, Cat 8, Cat 10, Cat 38. Lowriders would be considered built, not bought. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Lowriders are... You can't go somewhere. I mean, you can buy a kit. But when you just see like the insane customization that goes onto those cars, you can't even say, first of all, you can't say shit about those cars because they'll shoot you up. They'll Swiss cheese you up. So you keep your head down Y cállate la boca. Don't be saying nothing about lowriders. They're all built. Donks are built. Any grudge car owned by a certain person is fully built and fully, built, not bought. I don't want to get shot. Tongue Punchman Fart Pipe says, old girl at the strip club has some nice bolt-ons. How bad is it when I have bolts left over the job is done? Just curious. I fully bolted on my engine, trans to the mounts, fully bolted on. Even, I mean, technically Jesus was nailed on, but I see your point, says Admiral Peck. Is duct tape and zip ties bolt-on replacement? See, now we're getting stupid. Remove clutch spring. Is that a bolt-on? No, a firm build. Can have a built motor, but if you didn't forge the metal yourself, internal bolt-ons or external bolt-ons. That's the other thing, right? Building a motor, obviously, if you spec everything out, you make sure all of the tolerances are where they should be. If you sleeved it yourself, O-ringed it yourself, spec'd everything out, made sure that filed the rings, all that stuff. I mean, much respect to you. Much respect to you. But if you can have someone else do that for you that is excellent at it, and you can verify they're not doing weird, shady shit and have a good history, why wouldn't you have someone else do it? I understand you could say, because look, you could say, I want to have the peace of mind that I'm putting together my bullet. I'm doing it. I understand that. I get it. But man, I'd rather just buy it and put it in my shit. Extra bolt equals weight reduction must. Oh, fuck. Yes, my 6R80 stood up with a 6th gen Camaros, gapped most that I've raced. Got it. Casey got Godzilla in the house. I haven't seen him here in a long time. Anyway, we're getting off in the weeds, but I'm telling you, a lot of people are using it as an excuse, and I think it's a cop-out. I think it's a bit of a cop-out. You can't hate on people. Okay, do you guys hate on Street Outlaws? Do you think those guys build their own cages? Their own chassis? Do you guys think, no, those guys get Proline motors, badass stuff. They have, guys from fucking Brazil tune their shit. Super badass chassis, but keep the quarters and roof steel. I mean, just insanity, right? Do you look at those cars and go, those are trash. They bought that. No. Fuck no, you don't do that. You don't see any RVW car and go, junk. No. Oh, it's built not. That guy bought his fucking race car. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So there's levels to how much you criticize someone who buys their car. Now, if someone has a bone stock Viper, and he's walking around like his shit doesn't stink, and you gap him in your notchback, in your S197, in your Cobra, as highly unlikely as that is in a Cobra, I understand you going, yeah, that boy bought his car. He didn't do shit to it. So you can take that pleasure of your car that you bolted stuff onto, beating a guy that bought a vehicle that was new, fast for its day, but not as fast as your thing that you put together. I understand that. But if that same owner drops it off to Calvo the next day and says, give me your Billy badass 2000 plus horsepower package, and he comes back and gaps the shit out of you, you cannot say, well, at least I built my own shit. He gapped the shit out of you. He did what he was supposed to. He said, I'm going to take the path of least resistance, pay this guy a bunch of money because I trust him, and gap the ever-living shit out of everybody. Peek Out at Science says, I learned how to assemble engines because I wanted to learn more. Yes, everything I built with proper tolerances because my name's on it. Technically bolt on, but it's a blast to do and exciting. Trolliano says, Alex, I can get that hat you're wearing on the Lund site with a firm. I think you can get it with a firm. Yes, I'm not 100%, but I think you can get it with a firm. Well, it's time for cookies, says Joe Marin. I mean, Bone Stock Viper is a full bolt on from the factory. More than you can afford, pal. North Main Springfield fully bolted on. Gonna watch the replay later. Just popping in and drop a like. What about Coyote swaps? Would that still be bought? I mean, most Coyote swaps are bought. Like there's a place called Max Lighter. And what they do is they put Coyotes and Broncos and they sell them for $100,000, guys. Like ridiculous money. But all they do is Coyote Swap trucks and let me see, 4-door vintage. Look at these vintage Broncos. Oh, get out of here. I'm not going to join your, get out, learn more. I'm not going to join your site. Love you, but I'm not going to join shit. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to fucking do nothing. But yeah, browse packages. Let's browse packages. Oh! Oh my God, I almost died. Good, better, best, full custom build. Whew. My God. So look at, this is the stuff that they put out there. Really nice Broncos, Coyote swapped. This is a trophy. This is what you buy yourself when you've made it in life. Fuck, browse inventory. You guys got inventory? You guys got inventory of Coyote swap Broncos? Look at me giving Max Slider a shout. What is going on here? Oh, fresh 302, Bronco, 302. Okay, forget that. Yeah, forget these things. Yeah, I'm going to pass on the 302. Thank you very much. Better, let's see, 50 to 100,000, same thing. So $89,000 for a 302 Bronco. Could you imagine? Could you imagine you fucking pull up in a Bronco for $80,000 and it has a fucking 302 in it? A 225 horsepower 3. I will pass on that. Thank you. Shout out to Max Slider for making that kind of money on Broncos. Good for you. Good for you, bro. Fuck it. Garrett Celeste, a bolt on. Fast Hippo ZL1 says, look up Georgia LTD. She's hot as fuck. And into lowrider, she's yummy. Whatever. Whoever finishes first is more important than built versus bought. But there is something to be said about spending the time to hand build an engine. I even use torque plates when fitting my rings. Bone stock still holds value best. You're not wrong. My back hurts. Always watching, my man. Never able to catch a live. Been working to fix this stupid ass turbo car. KT Godzilla, drop it off somewhere. Drop it off somewhere. Hey, Alex, why don't you see a big chief from Street Outlaws competing at World Cup finals? I think that's not his forte, right? I think, first of all, I don't think there's anything, I can't say there's not anything in it for him. Those cars are 3-second, 8th mile cars. So that makes them deep 6-second cars. Where would they fit? They're legit 5-second cars in World Cup. So would I like to see someone like a Big Chief? Probably not, because he's making money on his show and I don't think he needs World Cup. But there was a time where he ran the Ducks races, the RVW stuff, and he ran Dave Comstock. So those guys, they're not afraid to race those places. I just think there's just more money, and you got to go where the money is. Even Stevie Fast talks about racing in the No Prep Kings series because of the payout, right? I think they go where the money is. If World Cup tomorrow says Extreme versus Outlaw, next year's winner gets $125,000. You don't think? You don't think people that normally wouldn't go will go? If Texas 2K says Streetcar Pro winner next year gets $75,000, you don't think that'll attract everybody? They go where the money is, and they're not wrong to do that. When considering a 22mm wrench is woman-driven full bolt-on. Just matched with a hot-ass girl, but so many red flags. 1, a horse girl. 2, an orthodontist assistant. 3, hot blonde, but we gonna find out. Jared, what's his name? Says Matt 211 GT. Yo, Alex. Thoughts on Frank's Links Racing channels? Lots of Mustang races. Never heard of it. What is your preferred layout for a 4 system? Okay, so if we're making 800 to 1,000, I like a twin 285 pump, twin 285. Okay, let's get a triple hat just to have headroom. We'll have a triple hat. You could have 2 274s and a 285, or 2 285s, or 3 285s, or 3 274s. You could do 2 274s primary, and then on a hob switch have the third 274 kick in, which is I think a 400 and something, 425 LPH or something like that, liters per hour. And we're going to have a dash 8 line. I don't think you need a dash 10 unless you're making 12, 13, 1400. So up 800 to 1,000, a dash 8 line, 3 274 pumps on a triple hat, an FC3 controller, regulator, 4 Innovations rails, then you're good to go. If the investor says to go, they go. Exactly. Nobody wants to be Tony Full Bolt on. That's right. That motherfucker's been gone. Twisted in Georgia says, built or bought, just keep the hobby alive. I agree, 100%. Morgan, okay. He said the girl's name is Morgan. Joe Martin says, for $75,000, I run the 3-valve until the valve slow and burning antifreeze. Just saying. I like how folks think sinking $100,000 into a $35,000 car is somehow intelligent. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Look, I do not desire to go sixes because I see how much money it costs. And I have a great example of how much money, time, and effort is required to have a low 7-second, high 6-second car. You need to have $90,000 to $130,000 in the bank to maintain that fucker. Maintain, not build it, maintain it. Motor grenades, trans grenades, fucking shit. Dude, it is, you need a truck, trailer, a crew. Dude, insanity. My GT500, if it goes 790s, I am a happy cat. I do not desire to go 50s, 40s, 30s. I know what it takes. And I'm not willing to sink that kind of money in that kind of car. What would I do if I wanted to go sixes? I would wait until somebody was selling a fucking turnkey program who wants to get out of racing because the wife got sick and tired of him fucking racing all the time and says, you either sell the fucking whole operation or I divorce your ass. And I can get into a turnkey operation, tote her home probably in a stacker for like 150. Sorry, I'm not playing that. Let me get a $35,000 car and build it and have a 25.3 solid 9-inch conversion, front half. Oh my God, are you insane? Shit. 22mm wrench made her a lot of money. My wrenches never made me that kind of money. When you crave power, everything a person does is mental. Gotta pay to play. Is it gay to have welds if it isn't a dig car? Just clean look of a weld S71? No, nothing's wrong with that. I saw a Chevelle with 20-inch S71s. It looked, and they were all 20 by 10 and a half, like a square setup. It looked badass. If I go eights, I'll be happy, says Cuban Coyote. Cuban, you know you're going to go eights. Like, no problem. And you won't be happy. You're going to want to go 850s. There's something to be said about driving to the track, running 10s or 11s, then driving home without issues. It's called a stock 2020 GT500. It's called a stock red eye, a stock demon. It's not that special. I wonder how much Brett LaSala and David Van Voris have spent on their cars. Oh, way over $100,000. I guarantee it. Come on, man. The amount of work that's done to those cars are fucking clean. And if it's not $100,000, it's a lot of labor. If they've done it all themselves, it's a shit ton of labor. Would that be super bolted on? Second Shift Racing says, I know you used to be a millwright. Do you still fab sometimes? Fuck no. Second Shift Racing, when I start seeing tools I used to use as a millwright, I get post-traumatic stress syndrome. I'm like PTSD. I'm like, I don't want to see a chain fall. I don't want to see a 10,000-pound sling. I don't want to see a come along. I don't want to see a shackle, a 5-ton shackle. I don't want to see cribbing. I don't want to see a fucking crane. When I see a crane on the road, I go, oh. No, thank you. I hear the term tagline, I fucking lose my mind. Felter Snatch, give me $5. Thank you, sir. Casey Godzilla says, I did. Made a mistake going to a different local shop, but it's in good hands now. Always got to get to work. Stay safe. All right, brother. Anyway, got to get to work. Stay safe. Yes, Casey Godzilla. Casey Godzilla is like 6'9", and his wife is like 6'4". Good for him. Who's women driven? 661 Racing. You don't know who women driven is? But that was a good time. Jeff Sharp says, Alex, I spoke with John today. Apparently, Lund tunes the RS Focus as long as it's not super built. Do you know anything about the tune in terms of how aggressive it is? It's not super aggressive. Think of it as a performance tune that's safe on pump gas. But if you're looking to absolutely rag it out, you got the wrong vehicle. Them shits blow up. Maybe, or I might just sell it. Cuban, look, this is what you should do. Run 890, put it up for sale. But bro, the market is hot, but for race cars, it's weird right now. It's really weird. Sorry. Cuban, you come in a red list? What a red list is. Aloha Snack Bar says, just jumping in, did we talk about someone stealing footage? Oh, no, because there's something about giving suckers shine that I'm not a fan of. I don't want to put too much of a spotlight on it because I don't want anyone to go to that motherfucking channel and check shit out. They got rid of the video because we basically called them out. It's like, yo, you doing some shady shit, bro. Of course. So Second Shift Racing and them handled it. I'm not involved. I just say, hey, what is this shit? They handled it. There's a way of operating going forward and they handled it, but I don't want to like go here and do it. Fuck that channel. Fuck them. And I've always said fuck them, but they handled it the right way, in my opinion, them and Second Shift Racing. Alex, would a wife be considered built and bought? A wife? Yeah, if you got aftermarket tits, sure, 100%. PBIR owner says only cares about the money. I mean, look, I get it. If you're, okay, let's be honest, guys. If PBIR was known for the baddest prep on the planet and promoted, had badass concession stands, had nice bathrooms that didn't have shit on the fucking ground, I'm saying the facility was badass, it would be populated. Right now, it's busy as fuck because the weather is cold. At nighttime, we've gotten down to the 60s a couple of times, and that's cold here. Like legit cold. Like you gotta wear a jacket cold here. People aren't used to that kind of cold weather. So people are fucking flocking to the track. And what's going to happen on a night like that? A Honda Civic or something's going to hit the wall or someone's going to oil it down. And those 300 people that showed up are going to be like, well, we're closing down. It's happened to me before. I've gone on a cold day where the staging lanes are wrapped around the parking lot, right? Where it takes that turn over the Sunoco station that they got there. And someone crashes and oh, we're closing down because we don't have the equipment to clean it up properly. I'm like, man, so if that place was taken care of properly, it wouldn't have an issue shutting down. But now they're looking at it like, look, we're making this much money with the people racing, or Walmart is going to offer us $100 million for the whole property. What do you think they're going to do? Invest in the track? No, no way. Indian Outlaw says, Kayla won 2018 Outlaw Armageddon in her Mustang and hurt her engine for $50,000. Now think of how much of that $50,000 went back into that car going 2 passes down a cylinder. Oof. I'm just trying to marry someone's daughter. If they got a Coyote Soul, have the daughters hit me up. If you have a race car perfect, then with them data logs. Okay, well, I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's trying to be funny. Haven't heard Tony must be on lockdown. Oh, he's right next to me. Where is he? Oh. I ran him today. And guess who was out there? Guess who he was running with? You from the dating channel. You know he was out there with. He was out there with Complex Girl. Good shit. Good times. Alex, in your opinion, is it true that the best intake manifold is belt driven? I mean, depends on how the application. Look, a lot of people think that I hate turbos. I just know one thing. You'll have less issues and more fun with a blower. But if you want to race, and go as fast as possible, turbos are your huckleberry. But if you want to do street shit and once in a while go to the track, put a fucking blower on the thing, dude. Trust me. Dakota and Brandon right now are learning the hard way. I love them both. Stubborn as fuck. Neither of those guys had more fun with those vehicles than when they were both supercharged. Now they're both turbo. Now they're both having nothing but issues. Launching, the other one trans, two-step, valve flow, cam. Dude, stick a blower in it and be happy. Like that like ratio is godly. That like ratio is super nice, guys. I really appreciate you guys going out there and hitting that like button. Appreciate you very much. Admiral, better retract that comment. Why? I met a guy who said he bought a 4Project 6GR wheels for a GT250 through Fat House, and all 4 were bent on delivery. Project 6GR told him to kick rocks. That's not good. Jesus Christ. Get one pass and go home after waiting 6 hours. Cracker, exactly. You go to PBIR. You wait in line. You get your car done. You're going to make your first pass. You make your first pass. It wasn't that good. You come back, someone oils it down. They don't say... You don't even see them actually rushing out there to clean it up. They're just kind of standing around. And you see the red lights flickering and you're like, are they going to clean it? Are they going to clean it? 2 hours later, an announcement comes over the thing.
Hey guys, we're gonna have to shut down the track because
Like, wait, what did he say? Yeah, they're shutting down. Tony is the best wingman. He is the best wingman. That guy's the fucking best. He's the dude. He just kept that dog busy, and we were talking about everything, bro. Everything. We got on the dating shit. Ooh, it was good stuff. Conspiracy, was 9/11 an inside job? Interesting. Well, was Pearl Harbor allowed to happen so that we would enter World War II? Okay, let's do that. For the last half hour, we're going to talk about a conspiracy theory. You guys like a little conspiracy theory talk once in a while. Second World War, we were actually supporting the English by sending goods, munitions to keep them basically from being invaded by the Germans. The Germans basically took control of everything down to North Africa. And then Italy was responsible for going after Egypt, and they had a shitty... Italy was like the soft underbelly of the whole axis of power. Germany, Italy, and Japan. Japan was trying to take care of a couple of things over there. They got some beef with China. But anyway, there are conspiracy theories that people say we knew the Japanese were going to attack Pearl Harbor, but we needed an excuse to join the Second World War because we were just like, hey, no one's really attacking us. This seems to be a war with like Europe, Russia, Japan over there. We are not involved, but we were involved because we were giving weapons and just supplies. But what was happening? Ships that we were sending over from the East Coast to England were being sunk by U-boats, but we still did not retaliate because it wasn't a declaration of war. So they were supposedly communicate that people knew that the Japanese were going to attack Pearl Harbor. So the conspiracy theory goes is this, that we let it happen to have an excuse to join the war. Now, obviously you can go on and on and on about woulda, coulda, shoulda. But if the U.S. hadn't joined that war, I don't think it would have been as successful as it was, because the moment we joined that war, we went and pushed back forces all the way from North Africa up to Italy, Paris, France. We basically worked our way all the way up once we joined the war, when it looked like basically they were just going to keep going all the way down to Africa. And if Hitler didn't get super ambitious and tried to fight in the winter, if he would have hunkered down probably and waited till spring, he probably would have conquered Russia too. But a lot of people say that we let it happen in order to join. That's a conspiracy theory that's out there. What do you guys think? Think that's bullshit? Do you guys have anyone in your family that is old enough to remember that? And was that something going on around back in the day? U.S. bankers were funding both sides of the war 100%. Conspiracy theory, why did kamikazes wear helmets? That's pretty good. I think the USA big brain whole war thing so that they could capture scientists so we could jump ahead into the space race and for weapons tech. But guys, did you know those scientists then gave up Russian secrets? Did you guys know that the same scientists that developed the A-bomb for us later became like treasonous and helped Russia, because for a while they were ahead on the arms race? If you had another Gen 1 stick shift built to your spec, what track time would you aim for? 9-second stick shift car. I mean, well, okay. NA, if I had an NA stick shift car, I'd shoot for the quickest and fastest NA stick shift car with an MT82. Okay, that's a micro record of all micro records. But I think it's a guy named Alex from Houston with a 1030 something. FDR needed a reason to help England. Pearl Harbor was an insurance job to get a new naval fleet. Wow, look at this all. Look at all the conspiracy theories coming up. The United States became the main supplier for food production for the world during World War II. It also helped to propel the United States out of the Great Depression. War does have a way of doing that. And who was paying us for all that help? England and other countries were paying us, and we were giving them as much as possible. The moment the might of the industrial might of the U.S. was kind of opened up, it was pretty much over for everybody else. Capitalism ran World War II. No, look at Vietnam. Bendición Theo says Reaper Rican. Alex, I recently bought a 2012 Z06 with the heads, cam, and free-flowing exhaust. Man, this thing's a blast to drive. Thinking maybe Supercharger next should be the real beast. Yeah, I don't know much about Z06s, but I heard they had valve issues. But if it's got heads, cam, and free-flowing exhaust, it's probably making 600 NA, right? Them shits make good power. Capture German scientists is how we got the rockets. Yes, Alex, this is a lot more fun than talking about Max NA Coyotes. I think evil is evil and shit just happens. Okay. Project Paperclip, look it up. Exactly. See, we're on the same page, Armando Esperata. Everything is a conspiracy. The great chase for almighty dollar. Can you imagine how crazy being a spy was? How about a double spy? A spy that is in the U.S. spying on Russia, spying on the U.S. Like the crazy conspiracy theories and the spying technique that look, we have Chinese spies here now. And during the Trump administration, they were kicked out of certain areas because they were found to be literally stealing stuff. And then what do we do? We vote in a guy whose son has ties to that government and Russia. Like, we want to talk about conspiracy theories. Why all of a sudden do we have supply chain issues? Don't get me started. Let's stay on World War II. Can you imagine how crazy being a spy was? Volkswagen dodging EPA since the 1940s. If I bought bigger injectors for my Mini Cooper, do I need a tune to be able to run it without hurting the engine, or will it just be fine? I don't know shit about Mini Coopers, but I'm pretty sure you need a different tune. Phil confirmed Autobahn. Nazis were Christian nationalists with a side of fascism and eugenics, folks. Okay. China knows the playbook of the World War II. They are very inspired. Conspiracy Friday sounds like fun. German-made was so far advanced weapon technology. We rushed to post to get the before. Oh, wow. The way he worded his whole fucking thing is fucked up. I want to hear about that Epstein case with Ghislaine Maxwell. Saw a post where Twitter, Walmart, and CNBC CEOs resigned the first day of the trial. Guys, do you know why the people are resigning from big level positions? Ghislaine Maxwell is still alive. And the moment she has nothing to lose. She's already going to jail forever. She's gonna rat out everybody. And you're gonna start seeing the news pump out Omicron virus, 17 different. Look over here, guys, over here. Oh, virus. And the Maxwell trial is happening over here. And she's going, Clinton, the Twitter CEO, Hunter Biden, Bill Gates. And she's just naming motherfuckers that were on that Epstein Island. Oh, Omicron virus, get vaxxed. Oh, new mandates. And then a judge tells Biden, fuck you, your mandates are unconstitutional. Oof, this is going to be a real interesting next couple of months, guys. It's going to be probably some of the most crucial time in American history because huge, massive figures that were out there fucking around with the Epstein people are going to get called out. Boy, that's going to be good. What's up, bitch? I'm going to catch a replay tomorrow morning. I heard all the West Coast shipyards are owned by the Chinese. What if you intentionally holding up cargo ships? Is there any conspiracy theory that Hitler didn't die? Supposedly they said it was in Argentina. Apparently a lot of Germans, Nazis, went to Argentina and lived lives there. And there was a whole huge effort by certain people to hunt down ex-Nazi military generals and people of government. Omicron is an anagram for moronic. She's going to end up like Epstein. Bro, if she stays alive through the trial, it's going to be good. Just broadcast this show as a podcast on different streams at the same time and kill two birds with one stone. No, that requires money. Like I love how a lot of people go, just stream this podcast in 3 different Do you know how expensive it is to actually have podcast? It's not like free. And no, this is enough, guys. If I don't make it doing it this way, I'm okay. The new virus, or as I call it, Megatron. Alex, what do you think would have happened if the U.S. didn't intervene in World War II? We would have been speaking German. If Germany would have gotten to the oil reserves in Russia, game over. Russia has so much oil. And if the Germans would have captured the oil field in, I forget where they're located. I saw a little bit about it today. I forget where, but there's an article about it. Petroleum War, turning point in history. Oh my God, it's a PDF. I'm good. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, it was basically if they would have gotten in and not gotten too greedy and would have captured the oil, game over. Literally game over. Don't reveal too much, bitch, or they'll come and get you like Homeboy, the hydro-powered car. Well, they poisoned me. Then I'm dead. Do you really think she'll talk? She's safer in jail versus her talking and for sure will end up dead. If she is still alive and the trial happens, it will turn government and some of the most influential and rich people on the planet into fugitives. I guarantee it. They will fucking disappear. My backer says, all side chores for Al Mossad. Okay, I don't want to talk about any Mujahideen. I don't care. I don't want to get into that bullshit. I heard no press allowed in the courtroom for Maxwell case, but Rittenhouse got all the coverage. Exactly. I heard the guy that developed the engine for the new Z06 used to work for Ford, and then he suggested the idea for the engine didn't support it. Will Ford come out with something better? I heard the guy that developed the engine for the new Z06 used to work for Ford. No, Ford's not going to come out with anything better. You're going to see Mustangs make less and less horsepower unless they're one-off or specialty vehicles like the GT500. Would U.S. tan and brown folks still be around if we lost World War II? Of course we would have. Someone had to do the labor. You think white people did all the labor back in the day? Who built the railroads? White people? Stop it. Where Hitler screwed up is where he attacked Russia. All of Europe would have befallen. Exactly. As the Christmas surprise, I pulled my friend's Sentry Fox body out of storage, replaced the fluids, plugged battery, and fired right up. Car idled at 14 to 15 and 11 to 5 watt. 10 years later, and the tune still runs fine. Ain't that some shit that the tune still works? Is a ported boss intake underwhelming? Yep. You're not going to, if you're expecting some kind of like whiplash effect from the power from a ported intake, you're going to be sadly mistaken. But why are we not hearing hardly anything about the Maxwell case? Because the news will not put it out there. Imagine CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all those guys are controlled by the elite media. And what happens is all the people that own those outlets are influential people that probably have a lot to lose if Maxwell starts talking. So they're not going to say, by the way, check out this trial where our bosses are probably going to go to fucking jail forever. What's that? Because J-Lo is the Thanos of 2021 with all those stones. He's losing weight every 100 pounds, 10th and a quarter. What was the real reason why we got rid of Saddam Hussein? He was our guy that we put in place. Okay. That's another conspiracy theory we can get into. So a lot of you guys that are younger, when 9/11 happened, everyone in the US was unified, right? You just had this general case of like, let's go after, let's get after it. We need to retaliate. So in Afghanistan, we went in there and we were actually making a lot of headway. And, we took care of business there. And then halfway through, for whatever reason, Bush and Powell and all the powers that be said, and now we got to go after Iraq. And everyone thought it was odd. I'm going to be honest with you. I was like 21 years old at the time, or 22 years old, and I went, what? What did they do? And they made the case that, weapons of mass destruction and, yellow, what the yellow cake? I forget. They were just talking all this nonsense. And a lot of people in my circle were like, that's odd. Like we were very unified in going into Afghanistan and doing the whole thing. But when it comes to Iraq, we just kind of went, that's a weird one. And then in an interview, they said, why are you going after Saddam Hussein? And George Bush said, well, he tried to kill my dad. And I was like, what? So it stinks, right? Now, I don't know what the conspiracy theory is behind that, but it doesn't pass the smell test, right? You go, now this fucking shit stinks. It doesn't make any sense. And the subsequent removal of forces from Afghanistan and focus into Iraq made Afghanistan an issue for a longer period of time. Crazy stuff. It's all about sideways drilling. Not, I am not going to get into like inside jobs on 9/11. That one I will not touch. That one will literally cause a fucking shitstorm. Welcome to the list, Alex. The weather is nice here, says Tyler Smith. Welcome to the list. I don't get it. Nothing more, nothing less. George Bush Jr. wanted to complete what Daddy wasn't allowed to finish, capture Saddam. I believe that, Pat the One. Everyone thought it stank. Oil, the Bush family is an oil family. That's why we invaded. I mean, I get it. Nobody, as far as I know, nobody in my circle looked at that move and said, oh, that makes total sense. We all went, that's kind of fucked up. But you were overwhelmed with this sense of patriotism. Like, look, they introduced the Patriot Act, which the name alone tells you it's sus, right? The Patriot Act, like that event caused the mass spying on U.S. citizens. Like, it made it legal due to protecting us from whatever. And the way they name it, imagine naming something the Do Not Kill Babies Act. Well, of course you're not going to vote against that, because do you want to kill babies? So they said, well, let's call it the Patriot Act, which was like a massive spy situation. But we, at that time, if you lived during that era, if you were of age during that era, you were afraid for your life. You thought at any moment, anything else. You literally thought at any moment, anything can happen. So it just passed with a breeze. But hindsight being 2020, people said, oh, I'm not really sure about this Patriot Act stuff. It kind of like unconstitutional. It's crazy. Iraq started a war with Iran. We did do anything then, but when they attacked Kuwait, we jumped in because they were getting oil from both countries. Yep. Outcome of World War II was globalization. That's when shit started to go downhill. I should have invested in the Iraqi dinar. Anyone know? Alex Tercero. Anyone know where I can get a Cobra Jet intake? Did you see the new jailbreak from Dodge? Who gives a fuck? It's a red eye with like another filter. God damn it. You guys are like, oh, it's the same fucking car with maybe a little fender flare and maybe different tuning that gives it a little more power. Who gives a fuck? Downhill, correct, and was going stop trading to petrodollar. The Second Amendment Act? Right. Oh, that one would get a lot of negative, right? Like if you named something the Second Amendment Act, a lot of people would vote against it in Congress, 100%. Religion and politics, exactly. Total clown show. Look, when I'll give you a quick story, right? I'll give you a quick story because this is when I thought religion was absolute bullshit. I was raised Catholic. My family, Puerto Rican. Most Puerto Ricans are raised Catholic. So I did the first communion, confirmation, the whole nine yards. So one time in in Holyoke, Massachusetts, I forget the name of the church, but it's on Maple Street between Franklin and that's not High Street. I don't know. Franklin and something else. Big, beautiful church. So we're out there in the snow, playing in the snow. So my friends and I are throwing snowballs at each other, just throwing snowballs. And one of my stupid fucking ghetto friends, of course, sees the light and throws a snowball at the light bulb, shatters it. Now, up to that point, my dad was like, you got to go to fucking church every fucking Sunday and you got to go. And you got to go to Sunday school. You got to do all that shit. And I was like, fuck. And that's usually when my friends are playing baseball, football, all that stuff. So my friend throws a snowball, busts the light, and the priest lived there, right? So he must have heard the light bust and goes outside. And guess who's the dumb motherfucker that's walking back home with looking like Ralphie from a Christmas Story with my overly puffed up green jacket. The priest grabs me. I was 12 at the time. Grabs me and turned my sleeve and lifted me up to his face. And he goes, "Did you break my light, you little shit?" And I said, No. He's like, "Who did?" And I ain't no snitch. I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Oh, you know who it was." I go, I don't know. He goes, "I know who you are. I'm going to talk to your dad tomorrow." Puts me down. And I start walking back home crying. And I go upstairs and my dad looks at me and said, what happened? I said, the priest grabbed me and he stopped me right there. He goes, whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? He goes, the priest grabbed me. He goes, okay. Okay. That was on a Saturday. So he goes, okay, tomorrow I'm going to go to church with you. And I go, you don't want to know what happened? He goes, no, I don't want to know what happened. He touched you. And that was around the time of the peak of the crazy Catholic, rape scandal. So dad did not want anyone touching me. So the next day we go to church and my dad dresses up like a mafia motherfucker. He looked like a mafia motherfucker with the suit, the pants, the crease, the shoes, the sunglasses. And he goes there and he is staring this motherfucker down like the whole time, just staring at him through his glasses. And, the service is over. We all walk out and the priest usually walks towards the door and he greets the people on the way out. Oh, thank you for coming. So my father goes up to him and he goes, excuse me, priest. I'd like to have a talk to you for a little bit. And he goes, oh, Mr. Flores. Yes, I really need to talk to you about your son. He goes, yeah, let's talk. So I see dad take him around the corner and all I see is my dad pointing at him like in his fucking face. I didn't hear what he said. I see him pointing at this motherfucker. I'm saying, yes, my parents are still alive. And he's pointing at him. He's going like this. And he's going, So my father comes back and 12-year-old me like this. And he goes, you don't got to go to church no more if you don't want to. I said, what happened? I said, if he touches you ever again, I'm going to cut his fucking dick off and shove it up his fucking ass. I was like, you said that? He goes, yeah, he's a fucking flake. Okay? I know all these fucking priests. They're all fucking flakes. And I said, I'm going to cut his fucking dick off and shove it in his ass if he fucking touches my kid again. So you don't want to go to church no more? You don't go to church no more. Last time I went to church. Last time I went to church. Dad was like, he touched you? I'm going to cut his dick. And I believe dad would have, my dad was nuts. So God bless you, dad, for protecting your child. But love that shit. Mike J says, Alex snitched with the quickness. Bullshit. Not in that hood. You snitch, you get fucked up. Parents still alive, Alex? Agent Orange says, yes, they're still alive. Gangster Cholo. Fact, no Catholic priest went to jail in any shape, way, or form for any of that alleged molestation. That's why my dad was about to fucking knock his head off. He's like, he didn't love it, but he wanted us to have at least a religious background to know right from wrong. But once that Catholic priest scandal was the Catholic church scandal, where they were literally shipping priests away from when they were being prosecuted to the Vatican to live there, to like not be prosecuted. Fuck all that. Who else thinks Alex's impression sounds like Al Pacino? Checking in. What it do, baby? Says Abel. Best stream I've seen in years. Says OEM Specs. Alex's dad gave the priest the move. He was about to. Top shot up. Did you ever see the video of that kid climbing out of the Buckingham Palace window? The blank trafficking? No. YouTube. Got a link? I'd like to see that. Not that I'd like to see it, but I'm not aware of. See, that's a touchy subject, guys. You start going into that subject matter, demonetization happens. So I'll talk about World War II. I might not talk about 9/11 all that much because I know what it can do here. And it's super political. I'd rather talk about alien stuff. I'd like to talk about nuclear energy stuff, the hydrogen car stuff, conspiracy that aren't too political because we need to keep this channel alive. Damn, our dads would have been bros, black suits and all. Phil, my dad literally wore the creasiest fucking suit. Like you could cut motherfuckers with the creases on his shit. I picked up one of them baddie one time at church, says Sabina Guzman. Churches are tax exempt and immune to lawsuits. Weird. Same here. I didn't have to go no more after confirmation, says Candace Page. Christian Cologne says, what was it that your dad said about fighting a gay guy? Oh, okay. So my father one time came home and he would go out and he'd do night stuff. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s and you had a Puerto Rican dad and mom was in the house, They go out and do night shit. They are salsa in, they're fucking around, están jodiendo, están rumbeando, están bebiendo, están hangando con la mujer, whatever. That's what you did back then. So my father comes up to me one day, he goes, they call me, you know, I'm not going to say the name they called me when I was a kid because y'all motherfuckers will fucking use that against me. So he goes, let me tell you something. You cannot fight a gay guy. I said, what? He goes, just let me tell you something. Because if I were you and you know somebody's a gay, don't fight him. I said, how come? He goes, because fighting a gay guy is like fighting a woman's and a man's at the same time. I said, what do you mean? He goes, when you fight a man's, it's like pa, pa, pa. Right? When you fight a woman's, it's ka and the nail. When you fight a gay guy, it's nails and a punch. And then it's like fighting a man's and a woman's at the same time. It's like, you know, I never thought of it that way, but he's right. What do you think about the aliens at Area 51? We'll talk about that later. Tupac got capped. Yeah, the whole Tupac thing's a whole nother thing. Priest was going to need bolt-ons to sip orange juice in the morning if he touched you again. Dude, my dad's like, I don't even want you playing in the yard again. I don't even want you playing on their property anymore because if that dude touches you, it's going to be a problem. I've watched almost all of your live feeds. Why is this one the one to come I feel like the most entertaining lifetime subscriber? Haha. Nawid Sadiq. Look, we can do this more often, guys. Look, if you guys want to steer this channel away from cars, we got to understand, people come here for car stuff. So it's not going to be totally away from cars. It can be more of a general thing, a la regular podcast. But obviously, as you guys can see with my dating channel, I have a lot to say about a lot of things. I don't want to water down the channels. I want to make it car specific. So you can come here and get your car tech talk and I will make it car centric. But maybe in the last half hour or last 15 minutes of each show, we'll sprinkle in some conspiracy theory stuff and we'll just talk about it. And I think that'll be a good time. Missing children, especially ones from Have You Seen Me equals traffic. Agent R says, bro, Alex, my religion in nature, my church is in the wilderness where no one is at but me and God. I believe that. I believe that if I don't have an issue with religion, if it doesn't cost me anything. You know what I mean? Cars come first, says Nawid Sadiq. I love the name. What about the shooting in Vegas? You guys think what did that? I'd have to do some more research on that one. Conspiracy Fridays. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll sprinkle some in and I'll dedicate one day a week for conspiracy shows. Make a conspiracy segment like how the dating channel has Bumble swipes. Hey, so why don't we see a hybrid propane flex fuel diesel cars? I mean, they can be demonstrably cleaner than full EVs, conspiracies, and cars in the same boat. That's a good one. The dating channel was fire last night. I loved yesterday's dating channel. I feel like the dating channel is more talk, but I'm liking it. And more this talk, but I'm liking it. 448 likes. Holy shit. How do we have 365 viewers and 454 likes? Weird Wednesday stream, that would be killer. Weird Wednesday. Because we got Talking Shit Tuesday. Weird Wednesday, what would be Monday? No, Alex, you need a separate channel for aliens. One for war, one for religion. Fuck no. And then become a full-time YouTuber? Come on, guys. I need a life. I need a life. Fuck that. MTD2 Man Pedal says, hell no, cars only. Look, I'll sprinkle in some stuff because sometimes it gets a little slow. Might not talk a little shit. The conspiracy bitch, yo. I'm sitting in the car drunk laughing my ass off, bro. The Joe Rogan and Bob Lazar podcast was nutty. It got so many views. Even the one with Alex Jones, who I don't love, but he says a lot of stuff that's true, got an insane amount of views. I said before, and I'll say it again, the best show out here. Smash that like button. Alex Tercero says, what's the name of the dating channel? The Dating Channel. That dating channel. Do you think the aliens would like superchargers over turbos? No. Look, there was actually a guy I was talking about, we're not going to get too into it, who says that aliens are amongst us and only now are we seeing them more because of technology. And I thought that was interesting. He goes, imagine how a herd of like, I don't know, not a herd, but let's say you want to capture a wildebeest, right? In a herd of wildebeests, and you come down in a helicopter, you grab one, you tag it, you check it, you check its vitals, you stick stuff down its throat, you clip its ears to tag it, then you send it off in the wild. I'm sure those wildebeest is like, what the fuck was that thing that just came down and took Mike? And then he equated that to how aliens treat us. They're studying us because they see us as like ants. They see us as like wildebeest. They see us as like slightly evolved, stupid creatures. So I wonder, when he said that, it kind of changed my brainwaves after like, wow, that's right. Wildebeest must look at us like we're some alien life form. And I wonder how aliens look at us. They would never land on the lawn, White House lawn, and say, hey, we're here. Check us out. No, we'd shoot at it because we're that fucking stupid. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. An hour and a half. Nice show. Good Tuesday segment. A lot of likes on this show. I appreciate you guys that came on and hit the like button. Mr. 855 says channel support and hit that like button. So I appreciate everyone that came on the Talking Shit Tuesday live stream. We're going to be back on tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a YDBT Daily for 1 hour. No dating channel tomorrow. I'll probably do a dating channel on Thursday, then another one on Saturday. So I can give you three shows on the other channel. But tomorrow we'll pick up where we left off, talk a little shit, and then we can see about catering to some different subject matters. But I would like to keep this channel car centric because I think that's where my wheelhouse is. I think that's where most people come to watch this channel to get some shit talking on car stuff. And I'm not going to make it into a general podcast type thing because there's too many of those out there. Let's keep this one car centric and then sprinkle in some stuff once in a while. All right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for YDBT Dailies. Have a great rest of your night. See you later.